Recently, Atlus has come out and announced the newest titles in the Persona franchise, those being Persona 5R and Persona 5S. The developers have teased the fact that we'll be receiving more information during the Persona Super Live concert on what exactly these titles will be. You can see my videos covering the announcements in the description or by clicking the cards above. However, I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about the things that I'd like to see in these titles. This list isn't any specific order, I would just like to cover this topic because I thought it'd be a fun one to do. Please be aware that in this video I'll be talking about the story content from Persona 5, so if you haven't finished the story yet, I would recommend finishing the game first, then coming back to this video. And with that out of the way, it's Dwayne here from DewyHQ. Let's get started. Introduction of the key characters earlier. Unfortunately, one of the bad aspects of Persona 5 is that key characters wouldn't show up until they were relevant to the plot. The greatest example of this is Haru. Her character doesn't actually show up physically in the world to interact with until she is a part of the Phantom Thieves. I would like to see Atlus implement her into the world right from the get-go, similar to how Makoto was around Shujin Academy and other areas of Tokyo to talk to before becoming one of the Phantom Thieves. More group bonding activities. I'm sure most players have noticed that Persona 5 seems to have a lack of bonding events between the party members aside from the heist celebration parties when comparing the game to Persona 4. I understand that Atlus kind of lets you choose your own adventure by picking who to hang out with, but it seems like there are a lot of skipped days throughout the year that could be easily filled in with various events of the gang hanging out in LeBlanc or all over Tokyo. New social links. New social links seem like a no-brainer for a revamped version, since Atlus have added social links in the past, namely Aeon and Hunger. But who could these new social links be? Many fans, including myself, would like Shiho to be added to a social link, and she could first become available around the time of the third palace, or after Ann's social link is completed, if they decided not to change any of the current social link stories. I personally hope that they decide to make her into a social link, and I'd like to see her current voice actor, Christine Marie Cabanos, who has voiced characters like Chiaki from Danganronpa 2 and Nepgear from Hyperdimension Neptunia to reprise her role. I do believe that More Info-chan, which is P5R Girl, will be a new social link. However, I feel that she will have story-related progression similar to Akechi or Morgana's social links. The Akechi Redemption Arc. If you've completed the game, you would know that Akechi is presumably dead, and is never seen again after achieving his rank 10. Since we don't actually see a body, it means that he could be lost somewhere within the metaverse. I personally thought that Akechi was going to reappear alongside the other Phantom Thieves when Joker goes around the newly unlocked Velvet Room and frees his fellow teammates from their doubts. I feel that this would be a good inclusion to add Akechi here also. However, Atlus could take a different route and add a post-game dungeon or palace, where the thieves are tasked with working with Akechi and freeing him from his own corrupted palace. Once completed, Akechi would have to atone for his crimes and start anew. A post-game dungeon. Going off the last point, I'd love to see a post-game dungeon added, which allows for an easier time when money grinding and trying to complete the Persona Compendium. Requests from the Velvet Twins. Taking the idea from Persona 3, Elizabeth, the game's Velvet Room attendant, would ask the player to obtain items from around the world and present them to her in order to receive rewards, and eventually leading to special events with her. I'd like to see this carried over to Persona 5 Royale. That way this increases the amount of interactions with Joker and the twins. I also like the idea of Joker taking the twins to Big Bang Burger and them being treated as his little sisters. More screen time for Lavenza. Bouncing off the last point, my favourite character in the game is probably the character with the least amount of screen time. Spoiler-chan herself, Lavenza. I'm hoping this goes hand in hand with my post-game points, allowing for Lavenza to have more screen time and showcase more of her personality. This could also allow for special requests and events from Lavenza herself. Visiting Joker's hometown. If Persona 5R is going to give the game more playable days, especially after the Christmas and New Year's events, I would love to see Joker's hometown fleshed out, and for it to become a hub for at least the last couple of playable days, allowing for the player to still visit Tokyo. This could open up a whole new range of activities for the player to experience and for confidants of their choosing. Perhaps this could be the location of the post-game dungeon. More cameos. If you've seen my video that covers the small details that you may have missed in Persona 5, you'll know that there's some great cameos from other Atlus titles. I love for Atlus to make a few more callbacks to previous games, showcasing what the characters are up to now. Some characters that I'd like to see in particular are Elizabeth from Persona 3, Yosuke and Teddy from Persona 4, Naoto from Persona 4, or perhaps Catherine with a K or Vincent from Catherine. New Personas. This one's a given with the re-releases of Persona games, but it's always nice to see new Personas added to the compendium. Perhaps this time round, the previous DLC Personas could be added to the base game, and acquired through completing Velvet Room requests or completing Mementos missions. And that's all I've got for today. What kind of things do you want to see in Persona 5R or the elusive Persona 5S? Let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully Atlus will provide us more insight on what's to come after the Persona Super Live concert later this month. Until then, it was Dwayne here from DewyHQ, signing out. See you guys.